Hi guys, welcome back to Just Carved Rob. Just Carved Rob, yep, just carved. Okay, so this is where we're at with our buddy Pete. He's got fingers. He's got a duck. Yep. Stop ducking the question, Pete. Stop ducking the question. Alright, so what are we going to do? We are going to make Pete's walking stick. This is a piece of 2x4. Yep, see? No, that's not it. Here we go. A broken piece of 2x4 that's been kicking around the shop. There's a chunk I chipped off of it for Pete's walking stick right there. Okay? So let's see how this is going to work out, guys. I had thought about it and thought about it. How was I going to make this walking stick for Pete? So I looked over and here's this old piece of broken 2x4 that I've been using it to test the sharpness of my knives for a little bit, and did some wood burning on it, you know, just to try to get a feel for this wood burner as to what the settings actually mean on it. And the closest I can come to is that the settings on the wood burner are a percentage of the heat. Okay, so but I guess what you really need to know is what is the maximum output of that. Well, it's 50 watts. 50 watts? I'm pretty sure when I bought it, it said 50 watts. Maybe it's 55 watts. Which will vary according to which tip you use, because some of the tips are thinner. So therefore it will take less wattage to heat up the I don't know if they're, I know the older ones used a cadmium wire, same thing that's in your toaster, just thicker gauge of it. So I'm not sure if this is cadmium wire, which is an actual heating element, or if it is stainless steel. Okay, because the guy over there, y'all know him, at Stetson Sticks there. Stetson Sticks? He's the guy that makes all the snake sticks. I watched one of his videos, and he was making tips for his wood burner, but I believe he said he was using stainless steel wire, which I think would be a lot more heat resistant to, a lot more resistant to accept heat. I've welded stainless before, and you've got to get it hotter than regular steel to melt, which is good, because the last thing you want to do is have your wire melt in half on you when you're trying to solder or wood burn with it. But I know it takes more heat to weld stainless than it does to weld mild steel. So is it more heat resistant? I don't know. But yeah, I know the old ones used to use a cadmium wire. I don't know what kind of wire this uses. Is it cadmium? Is it stainless? I don't know. I know I watched his videos and he was using, he had some stainless steel wire that he had used to make wood burner tips. And then he used a homemade spot welder, because he shapes his own tips, so he welds them solid at the base, and then he spot welds them so that it becomes solid, and then he'll take his he doesn't use a dremel, he uses a different type of tool. It's electric it's like an electric dental tool, okay? Which I believe would be classified the low-speed dental tool. You know, at your dentist, he uses 2 different types of drills. He's got one of them is a high speed, which is air operated, and the other one's low speed, which can be either air operated or electrically operated. And I know his is electric, so it's going to be the lower speed tool. I just don't think you can turn them kind of RPMs out of a electric motor. I think the Dremel spins at I think it's 35 or 50,000 RPMs, and a high-speed air tool will spin closer to 400. That's right, guys, 400,000 RPMs. So 100 times more than what your Dremel spins. That's a lot, right? 100 times more. That is a lot. Okay, we just got to take a little more off and the stick will be touching the ground. So I really don't know what his top end is on that dental tool that he uses. I think they're used, the one that he uses is used more for making dentures and stuff. Very accurate. I've seen him do amazing things with that tool that he has. So, but they're still up there in price. They're close to, the ones I looked at that's like his was upwards towards $300. So they're not giving them away, guys. Matter of fact, he had a video, I think it was called My Favorite Carving Tools or something like that, where he went through the tools that he uses, and he gave the name of it. It's a weird name, and he got it from Amazon. And right after that, I went on Amazon to see if I could buy one, and they were out of them. And they were 300 and some bucks a piece. Or if it wasn't 300, I guarantee it was really close to 300, like 280 or 290. So if you want to go check that out, it's a hand piece that has a cord that goes to a box, kind of like my wood burner, but it's a dental tool, or a laboratory grade dental tool. And I think that like I said, I know they use those for making dentures and stuff. You don't want to get the fingernail polishing ones or any of that. You want to get the dental office grade one, because you know it can put up with the torque, because they're grinding teeth. They're grinding teeth with it, so it's got to have some torque to it. Okay, see how, oh, you guys think, what? I don't know if you guys got any of that or not, but anyway, that's our little piece of 2x4 that we just whittled into a stick for Pete here. I'm going to move the camera this way, because it seems like I keep drifting that way. Okay, so get that light out of my eyes, put it more towards this guy over here. So see, even moving the camera way that way, I'm still going that way. Okay, so that's we whittled that. I drilled a hole in his hand last night. I don't know if you guys can see that. Drilled the hole with, I hand drilled it. I did not use an electric drill. I use this thing here, and I put a drill bit in there, and then I drilled it into Pete's hand all the way through, and then I took a bigger drill bit and opened it up some more. So I think that hole is like 3/16 is what I ended up with. Okay. Oh, look at that. We got a point. We got a point on this. So, we got to decide if we're just going to give Pete just a regular old walking stick, or if we're going to give him since he lives next door to Jordy, we should give him a wood spirit walking stick, huh? I haven't decided yet. Or should we give him, I don't think there's enough there to make another duck head. Make a duck head walking stick. Nah. I think one duck in this thing is enough. Or should we just cut it off? You know, just give Pete just a regular old walking stick. What do you think? I don't know. Oh, shop inspector's going ballistic. There must be a cat outside. Nope, where's your duck, Pete? There's your duck. But that just shows you, you know, you don't have to have special wood to carve. You can carve with just an old piece of, it's an old piece of broken pine here, an old piece of 2x4. Cuts out really nice, see? Cuts pretty nice. And this is just an old piece of 2x4 that was out in the shop. You know? Don't take much at all to be able to carve something. You know, just an old piece of 2x4 or something like that. Just some crap that's laying around, just an old 2x4 or branch along the road. Doesn't really matter. As long as it's a piece of wood. You can couple little cuts. Get his decide where you want the nose at. You know, stuff like that. How big you want the eyebrows. If you want them to have hair, if you don't want them to have hair. And you guys thought it was all going to be about carving Pete, didn't ya? Well, so did I. So I picked up this piece of 2x4 to make Pete a walking stick. You know, this is not a tutorial or anything. It's just me messing around with a piece of stick that was laying, old 2x4 that I had, just to show you that you don't have to have basswood or anything like that, right? All you need is just a pencil. You need a pencil or a pen, piece of charcoal, whatever. What are you doing, Rob? Well, I'll show you here in a second what I'm doing. I think we'll take this sharp edge off here first. There, that'll make it easier. Get rid of that sharp edge. See, Jordy, I told you you couldn't stop carving for 2 weeks. Yeah, Jordy over there at Carving Fusion said he wasn't going to carve nothing for 2 weeks. I gave him 21 hours, but I think he pushed through that just so that I couldn't say it. You know, I couldn't come back and say, aha, Jordy, told you, you couldn't make it 21 hours without carving. I think he pushed past the 21 hours just so he could say, yeah, see, I told you I could. But he also went to work that day, so that's kind of cheating too, because he wasn't sitting home all day. All alone. Hanging out with old grumpy Jesse. Grumpy Jesse went to the big house. Yep. Well, that didn't go exactly as planned, but usually never does. Anywho, we could spend some more time on this guy and get him looking better, but we got bigger fish to fry here. We got to get our peat done. But anyway, you can see he's starting to look like a wood spirit. Just an old piece of 2x4. And of course, the bigger you go with them, with your guys, the less chance of these chip outs bothering you. Got a couple chip outs here. So, bigger guys, less chip outs. And you gotta remember, guys, this piece of wood I'm using is a broken piece of wood, so I don't know how far the fractures go into it. You can see it's pretty broke up there, like it was run over by a truck or something. I don't know where it came from, but somehow it wound up here. You can see we're cutting the cheeks in there. Got his eyebrows cut in. They need a little more shaping done to them, but I mean, for a couple minutes, I think he's doing all right. We've only been carving on him here for a couple minutes. How you like that, Jordy? For a quick wood spirit. Remember, guys, tomorrow night, 5 o'clock Eastern, or no, I'm sorry, 5 o'clock Western time, Pacific time, Jordy has the live feed chat going on. So if you got the time, stop in, say hi. I'll be there. Wait all week for Jordy's live chat. Last week I had to leave early because my dog, the shop inspector, she's still a puppy. She's weighing in at about 60 some pounds right now. And when she decides it's time to go in the house and see mom, guess what? It's time to go in the house and see mom, because you don't want 60 pounds of shop inspector bouncing on your chest, do you? I know I didn't. And by the time I got in the house and took care of the shop inspector, it was over. So the old shop inspector made me miss about the last 10 minutes of it, because once she got outside, it's like, well, now I gotta go do my doggy business, and I got a yard full of trees, so imagine how long that doggy business took. We got to go sniff every tree. We got to find the right tree. I'm like, a tree's a tree, dog. Take care of your doggy business. It's cold out. It's like 19 degrees in Michigan today, guys. 19 degrees. I don't know what's going on with this weather. 19 degrees today, 40 degrees yesterday. Go figure. But they've been telling us there's a storm coming. I think it's that Rich over there, Choose Your Own Path, sending me that cold air. That's what I think. Rich, keep your coal there, Rich. I don't want it. Okay, enough of messing around with this guy. We can play with him again some other day. Or not. Okay, we're back to our man Pete here. His duck. Pete quacks me up. All right. So here's our stick for Pete. Got it in his hand. I don't know what to put on the stick for Pete. Do we put a ball on there? Jordy always calls Pete the mad scientist. Do we put a ball on there for like the mad scientist with a ball with electric in it? I don't know. We'll have to figure out something. Alright guys, I know we really haven't done much of anything here. Make a stick, make a toothpick, I guess. But looks like we're rolling up on our 15 minutes. So, just carve. Be awesome. Carve something awesome, guys. And we will catch you on the next one. Share, subscribe, and like if you want to. And bye.